I really care about the area where I came from and the river and the land around it. It's really important to me, and I want to make sure that it's protected and that places like that will be here in the future for other generations as well. I grew up right beside the Fraser River. My parents' property is bordered on one side by the river and on another side by a creek that flows into it. And I have a lot of memories from when I was a kid of kayaking and canoeing and doing lots of things like that and being there watching for wildlife. There's a ton of wildlife that goes through by the river there because the rivers are really important for wildlife. They follow them often when they're traveling through the area. Sometimes if you go down and you're quiet and watch, you can see kingfishers or ducks. And in the fall especially, it's pretty common to see bear tracks. But with the climate change that's happening, the river freezes over less consistently. Animals use the river ice to travel in the winter, and when it's not frozen over solidly, they can't do that, or it's more dangerous for them. It seems to me that in recent years there has been possibly more flooding, the river level coming up faster in the spring as the snow is melting. And that has quite a big impact on some people in the community because it's primarily forestry and an agricultural area. A lot of people who have fields that are low down by the river, the flooding has a big impact on them. My parents' driveway into their house is right beside the river, and so in years when the river gets really high in the spring, it actually floods their driveway and makes it difficult to get in and out. With the warmer temperatures, the snow and ice in the mountains is melting faster in the springs, and just higher water levels in general is related to the fact that a lot of the glaciers where the water is coming from are melting at a faster rate, and so that's going to continue. It's kind of a scary thought because that's a huge source of fresh water in BC. So even though it means higher water levels now, that means less water in the future, and that's going to have a big impact on how we live here. It's really important to take action on climate change because this is a really huge issue that affects everyone. It's important for governments to be involved in taking action with legislation and choices that will protect our environment, but also for individuals to take action as well, because I think that our lifestyles have a huge impact, and I think that if we have the power as humans to do that much harm, then we have the power to change it for the better as well. There are a lot of organizations and people who care a lot about the Fraser River, which makes me hopeful because it's a really important part of our province, I think, and a lot of people are aware of that.